As the curtains of summer draws to a close, millions of student borrowers brace for the end of the 3-year student loan pause, a brief period that for some felt like an oasis in a desert of debt. The pause will end in September, and the reality of interest accrual will set in with payments due by October. But why? In a nation as progressive as the United States, is the financial livelihood of its people so entwined in a political tug of war? When we look at the essence of education, it's an investment in the future. So why are Americans forced to mortgage their future prosperity for past learning? Why do political affiliations even matter in such a context? Whether liberal or conservative, shouldn't the basic concern be the well-being of the people? The argument isn't solely about the gap between the rich and the poor. The realities of inflation soaring, living costs, and stagnant wages have placed an increasingly heavy burden on the average American. Whether you earn $30,000 or $100,000, repaying a $100,000 student loan on top of regular bills like housing, daycare, insurance, food, transportation costs, and entertainment remains an albatross around your neck. The static lines drawn for financial assistance appear outdated in the face of these modern challenges. America should reflect upon its own so-called foundations. The nation, which often resonates with the phrase, one nation under God, and upholds Christian principles, might take a leaf out of the Bible. Leviticus 25:8-13 speaks of the 7-year Jubilee, where debts are forgiven. Are we as a nation ready for our own Jubilee? Now, stepping back into the present, the Education Department, possibly sensing the collective anxiety, recently unveiled SAVE, Saving on a Valuable Education Plan, an income-driven repayment plan aimed at alleviating some of the burden. In a series of emails, Secretary Miguel Cardona informed borrowers that the new plan might save many from the shackles of hefty payments, with those earning $32,800 or less individually, or $67,500 for a family of 4, paying zero. The SAVE plan introduces an expanded poverty exemption and provides a more favorable formula for borrowers, reducing monthly payments. The predatory issue of excess interest accrual, which has plagued borrowers for years, is also addressed. The introduction of the SAVE plan does herald a silver lining. For instance, borrowers already enrolled in a repay plan will automatically transition to SAVE. However, for others, there's the chore of navigating through the submission requests on studentaid.gov, being wary of changing plan conditions post-July 2024 and ensuring they fit the eligibility criteria. Borrowers must also tread carefully. A checklist awaits as they prepare for loan repayments, verifying loan servicers, updating contact details, considering auto debit options, and understanding potential changes due to looming lawsuits. Speaking of lawsuits, a new one threatens to upend one of the Biden administration's notable student loan forgiveness initiatives. The IDR account adjustment, which permits the Education Department to credit borrowers retroactively, faces opposition from conservative groups. In the wake of this, one must ask, why are we caught up in bureaucratic hurdles and political gamesmanship when the real issue The debt burden of millions of Americans remains unsolved. The persisting debate around student loan debt is startling in a nation renowned for innovation and progress. The mounting weight of insurmountable loans hinders individual growth and stalls the nation's collective intellectual momentum. How can one envision a brighter future or pioneer groundbreaking ideas when bogged down by endless financial anxieties? This crisis paints a picture of a government more engrossed in power plays than in the well-being of its people. A nation's strength, after all, is drawn from its citizens' vitality and peace of mind. It's high time for America to introspect and redefine its priorities. The real challenge lies not in diagnosing the problem, but in uniting to solve it. As the urgency amplifies, one has to wonder, are our leaders truly listening? And do they really care? This is Sean Speaks. And remember, brain health is mental wealth.